Hey, you guys, this is Charmaine Marie, and I am back, right? So, I want to talk about Taurus, okay? I want to talk about the architect. Taurus is an architect, you guys, all right? So, let's talk about this. If you got Taurus placements in your chart, okay? If you are ruled by Venus, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, okay? So, you are a fixed earth sign, all right? And we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about this because I feel like, people need to understand who they are, okay? And so this is part of my story about who I am as an architect, who God created angelic soul healer to be, okay? So ever since I was a little girl, I used to call the psychic hotlines, okay? Ever since I was a little girl. And I remember my grandmother's phone bill being like over $1,000 as a kid. I never knew why I was calling the psychic hotline. I didn't. And so as I grew in God, as I went on my spiritual journey, as certain gifts began to develop within me, and, God, He is the one who created me like this. I never knew, why I was into, calling, I would say, the psychic hotline. I didn't know why I did that as a little girl, okay? So even some things, now that I have children, it's some things that my children do, and I'm like, okay, God, why are they talking about certain things, So that lets me know that my children also have the same abilities that I have, okay? So I believe that certain gifts that we have as adults, they have been given to us from birth by God through our parents, okay? Whether that come from your father's side or your mother's side. So in my life, I see certain traits that my father had that I have, okay? And then just like my mom, is certain traits about my mom that she have that I see in myself, okay? As I get older, I begin to recognize these things more and more, okay? Whether you have a relationship with your parents or not, okay? There's certain things that God has gifted you with, and then also there's certain things, okay, through your bloodline. There's certain gifts, you guys, that has been passed down, okay? So this is for, people that want to know. You want to know, okay, God, am I crazy? Am I tripping? Why am I doing this? So listen. Think about the man Moses. That's all I can say. Think about the man Moses in the Bible and, the great things that he did. Okay, think about Daniel. So listen, I'm going to be talking about this. I want to talk about how if you are a Taurus, you are an architect. Okay, you are a builder, and not only a builder, but you are a master builder. Okay, and you will do it as many times as you will do it. Let me say this: as many times as you have to. Okay, let me just say that we don't mind building. Okay, Taurus people, we don't mind building. So I'm going to be talking about some of this stuff on my channel. And listen, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. So I'm talking to people that's like me. I want to talk to people that's like me. And then I also want to talk to people that ain't like me. You know what I'm saying? That is trying to understand more of your spiritual journey, or if you don't understand certain things about being spiritual. So listen, an architect is a person who plan, okay? Okay, they plan stuff. They design stuff. They are designers, okay? And they oversee the construction of buildings. So, in order to practice, okay, when you practice being an architect, it means to provide services in connection with the design okay? With the design of the building and the space within the site surrounding the building, they have human occupancy or use as their principal purpose, okay? So a person, you guys, that's an architect, is a person who is, these people are qualified. You are a designer, okay? You are a planner. You are a builder. You are a draftsman, okay? And you're qualified, honey, to design buildings and to plan and to also supervise their construction. So I'm talking to the people that is ruled by Venus, okay? And I made a post the other day, you know, the earth can turn into Venus. And if that happens, we're going to have to learn how to combat climate change, okay? Because Venus is smoking hot. Okay? So we talking about, you know, listen, y'all. An architect, a person that is a designer, okay, this is somebody that is gracious, okay, somebody that is grounded, all right. And these people, an architect, these people are the most talented beings here on the earth. Okay, these people, not only are you as a Taurus, not only are you talented, but you're multi-talented. Okay, that means you got multiple gifts and you can do many different things at one time. This is a special gift that most people cannot do. So even like me, when I'm telling my kids to do something, they be like, Mom, just one thing, Mom. Like, they be telling me, and these are children, small children. Like, they're like, Mama, you giving us too much to do now. So, you know, when you are a multi-talented person, okay, you can do many things at one time. So I wanted to talk about that, okay? As an architect, okay, you have a tremendous ability to find solutions. You're going to find a solution for every problem. So this is why I help you solve your natural problems with spiritual solutions. It ain't no problem, okay, that I can't solve. That's why I like puzzles. I like a riddle, okay? I like the complex things, right? So listen, y'all, I'm talking about the Taurus, okay? That's ruled by Venus, the architect. That's what I'm talking about. See, you don't know a thing until you study a thing, and you got to study yourself. You got to know who you are in the spiritual realm. You got to know the role that you play here in the earth. You got to know the people that you serve, the role that you play, the services that you offer, okay? You got to understand who you are so you can understand your position, so you can play your position better, okay? So as an architect, you guys, you fix and you make things, okay? As an architect, and you attract resources. You gotta attract resources. The reason why is because you design buildings and you plan and you supervise their construction because you fix and you make things, okay? So this is what an architect does. This is what makes you so gracious, okay? If ain't nobody told you, I'm here today telling you how gracious you are, okay? Because you are a designer, all right? You are a builder. You are a planner, all right? You are a building consultant, okay? So all people, okay, who are architects, they are multi-talented people, okay? Now, I'm going to give you an example of who was a Taurus, okay? I'm going to give you an example. He was something like an architect, Leonardo da Vinci, okay? Because he was famous for one of the most diversely skilled and multi-talented Well, he was famous for being one of these type of people. He was multi-talented. He was, diversely skilled. And what I wanted to say is that he also, let me say this. Da Vinci also, y'all, he helped train many students throughout his life. So as an architect, a person that's a designer, a person that's a planner, a person that's a builder, a draftsman, you can sit comfortably, okay, with your own talents. And then you also support and then you nurture those of others. Okay? See, oftentimes you know what other people should be doing in their life, even if they're not doing it or not. And then once you come and tell people, either they can take your direction or they can, do their own thing, So it just is what it is. So this is what an architect is, okay? It is somebody that knows how to design and configure a program or a system. I'm trying to tell y'all. What I know. This is exactly what a architect does. They work on public projects or private projects in the background. And they design both indoor and outdoor spaces, okay? This is what an architect does. I'm trying to tell y'all. Architects can be commissioned to design anything. So as a Taurus ruled by Venus, you can design anything. You can make anything beautiful. Anything. It don't matter what it is. You can turn something, you can turn the ugly into lovely. Okay? I'm trying to tell y'all what I know. And I don't even know why God got me sitting up here talking about this, but it just popped in my head. I'm like, I'm about to talk about an architect. We're about to talk about building. We're about to talk about designing. Okay? So you can take whatever is ugly, honey, and you can make it look lovely. Okay? So this is what an architect does. Even though it is a stressful job, okay? It can be stressful. Because you got to face tight deadlines. You got a complex, you got to solve, complex problems, okay? So yeah, it can be stressful, but this is why you have balance. This is why you grounded, okay? So this is why being an architect, it requires you to be creative. You got to have technical skills, okay? So this is something I wanted to talk about, because when you become an architect, you become multi-talented, okay? And you have the ability to find solutions for people's problems. I'm telling you. And not just their problems, but your own problems too. You solve your own problems. See, the only way you could be an architect or a designer, okay, is if you had to design your own life. You had to go out there and you had to get the life that you wanted. And so and it don't matter how many times you have to do it, you would do it all over again. That's why God, he chose you. He chose you to be the architect because he know what's in you. He the one who placed what's on the inside of you in you, so you could show other people the way. You could show other people hey, I done did this thing 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Hey, it is what it is. You the master builder. You the designer. This is what you do. Even though it may have taken you, 7 to 11 years to work first as a professional architect, Okay? Legally, spiritually. We talking about spiritually here. If you understand this encoded message that I'm giving you, because this is an encoded message. Everything I be talking about sometimes be encoded. But listen, I ain't even finna go back and watch the message about encoded messages. So it takes at least 7 years or plus to become a professional architect. Okay, so listen, it takes years to build. And then guess what? When you build and you develop structures, okay, and you calculate dimensions, okay, and then you access the strength of the structure and you estimate costs and maximize your resources. This is why the Bible says, what did it say? Y'all tell me, what did the word say? See, now I got to give you the word on this one. He said, listen, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. It says here, count up the cost. What does it mean when you count up the cost? What was he talking about? Considering the full cost before starting to build a tower. What was Christ talking about? What was he implying that one should carefully evaluate the potential sacrifices, okay, and challenges involved before making a significant commitment? What was he talking about? Count up the costs. You gotta carefully assess all the time, all the financial resources and emotional implications of a decision. You gotta listen, you gotta count up the cost. You gotta carefully assess a thing, right? So, this is what he said. He said, count up the cost. That's why it costs to be the boss. You gotta carefully assess a thing before you intend to build it. This is why also you gotta be careful who you build with, y'all. You got to be careful who you build with, because everybody you build with, they not carefully assessing other things like you. They not doing that. So this is why it says by wisdom a house is built, okay? And by understanding it shall be established, right? And then it says through knowledge its rooms are filled with every precious and beautiful treasure. We're talking about the architect. We're talking about counting up the cost. How do you sit down before you intend to build, okay, and carefully assess a thing? How do you do that? So it says don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there is enough money to finish it? Now, I'm giving you the remedial version of what I'm talking about here, because this is really an encoded message given to whomever needed. I'm talking about ruled by Venus, being ruled by Venus, okay, and becoming an architect. If you a Taurus, if you got Taurus placements in your chart, this is what I'm talking about, okay? So it says the plans of the diligent bring plenty. You got to be diligent. As surely as haste leads to poverty. You see what I'm saying? It says diligent bring plenty, but haste leads to poverty. This is why you got to count up the cost. And it costs to be a true boss. Because guess what? True bosses don't make hasty decisions that's going to lead them to poverty. They don't do that. They don't operate as such. No, that ain't what we doing over here. A true architect, a builder, we not about to, no. We're not about to live in poverty. That is not our portion as a heir of Christ. No, that ain't what we doing. Nope, that is not what we doing. No, sirree, Bob. That is not my job. So listen, I'm talking about the cost of a disciple. I'm talking about the architect, okay? I'm talking about committing your works to the Lord, and then your plans will be achieved as an architect when you commit it to God, okay? And I'm talking about even zeal is not good. No zeal. Zeal is no good without knowledge. And it says, he who hurries his footsteps misses the mark. Don't be in a hurry. Listen, you know it's people out there praying on certain things in other people. Yeah. So listen, don't be in a hurry. You don't want your footstep to miss the mark. All right? So then it says here, complete your outdoor work and prepare your field. After that, you may build your house. After that, you gonna build your house. After listen, y'all, I be getting all kind of downloads when I'm doing these messages. So you gotta roll with the punches with me, because I be talking, but I'm talking some real stuff right now. Okay, and I still be getting more downloads when I be telling y'all this stuff, but I'm telling you this for a reason, and it's all through my story. It's through the power of my story. Okay, I'm trying to warn you not to be in a hurry, because I don't want your footstep to miss the mark. Okay, I want your plans to be achieved. So listen to this. It says set plans by consultation. And you got to learn how to wage war under sound guidance. And this is why God, he put certain people in your life. See, the players is already on the board. Okay? You just got to execute the plan. And this is why God, he said, wage war under sound guidance. Okay? So as an architect, you got to learn how to carefully assess before you build. You got to set up plans by consultation. Okay? That's why God sent me. I am sent me. So I can teach you how to avoid tragedy and how you going to build a better life. Okay? Because why? It says plans fail for lack of counsel. That's why God said in the multitude of counselors there is safety. But with many advisors, they succeed. This is why you need many advisors, okay? And then you got to understand that the end of a matter is better than the beginning. And it says that a patient spirit is better than a proud one, okay? So patience is a virtue. That's what God sent me here to tell you today. Patience is a virtue. This is what somebody told me 20 years ago. When I was praying for that thing, that one thing. He said, patience is a virtue. Okay? So listen, I'm done. Continue to be the designer, to be the planner, okay, to get the consultation, to wage war under sound guidance, okay, so you don't lack counsel, all right? Get many advisors so that you will be able to succeed, all right? Listen, y'all, I'm here to teach you how to live a better life. How do you avoid tragedy? Okay, I'm done. This message is over. Okay, this is a God-given message, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, because I don't just get on here and talk about this stuff because I want to. This is something that God wants me to talk about. And see, I was going one way with this thing, but see, the Spirit will come back and take it. Listen, the Spirit will give it to me how, they want me to give it to y'all. That's all I'm going to say. So make sure that you commit your works to the Lord so that your plans can be achieved. Make sure you carefully assess a thing before you intend to build it.